with their space monkey, Gleek. Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and the Wonder Twins, Zan and Jaina, with their space monkey, Gleek. Dedicated to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
Finally, from San Diego Comic-Con 2009, it's a white mailer box. And it's white all the way around. So we'll open it up and see what's inside.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
Right, here we are with the Wonder Twins out of their box. Pretty cool. I never really checked out the videos for these guys when they first came out or anything. I just saw the figures. But the packaging's really cool. It has a clear box that goes around the cardboard box. And it has the Wonder Twins logo there. One for the J for Jaina, Wonder Twins. Zan's got his on that side, and then the back's got their bios, which I should have a still in the thing. But then additionally, it has a film over it to keep it protected, and I'm just going to leave it on. I'm not going to bother taking it off. It's really cool. So this just slides right off and reveals the cardboard, which is pretty neat. Jaina there on one side and Zan on the other. And she got her eagle, and he's got his bucket of water that they turn into. And then once you actually open the box up, they look like that. And you squeeze them together, and you get... So that's kind of cool. On the back, it has some cool artwork. Shows a ice giant and a dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus Rex, whatever, and a Gleek in the middle. And sadly, if you didn't get there more like the first, 100 people each day or whatever it was, you couldn't get Gleek. And so this guy was like a hot commodity. He was like, $50, $100. $150 by himself for a little while, and the twins were just as bad. I mean, you could get the whole set, all three of them, for about $250 for a while. And I had him probably 6-7 months ago. I got this guy for $20 on eBay, and it's a legitimate Gleek and all that. So yeah, man, how could you not have Gleek? You know what I mean? Like, if you got the twins, you got to have Gleek. Well, anyway. So aside from their eagle and their bucket, it also gives you a second transformation. Oh, and that wasn't it.
Let's save those kids.
Well, that wasn't it. There it goes. So that's pretty cool. Yep. So these are 2 more figures, 3 more if you count Gleek there, to complete my superpower or super friends shelf. So I'll get to these guys. I'll get them popped open and all that, and we'll take a closer look at the figures and accessories. So far, pretty cool.
Later, at the Hall of Justice.
I think we'd better check out the space circus.
Alright, now we got the Wonder Twins out of the packaging there. So first thing we'll look at is their accessories real quick. So we'll just separate these guys out. Little Zan's face down now. Gleek can hang out back here. Gina's bird form right there. And we'll get Zan in a bucket. Yeah, it's got his face in there. It's really shallow. You can kind of tell it's only just, probably from the edge, it's probably only maybe 1/4 inch deep, maybe. But, you know, the bucket's got a nice paint app on it. It does have an articulated handle, which is kind of neat. Not bad. I mean, it's what you'd expect. And, of course, Gleek can hold it. In his hand right there. It's kind of awkward with his other hand, but whatever, he can hold it. And then set this back here because we'll play with the bird. Now the bird, I was kind of surprised. It is the exact same mold, sculpt, whatever, as the Masters of the Universe birds. Screech, Zor, the goddess and her extra Zor form, I guess. But all Glory Bird, all of them are all the same bird. I was kind of surprised. It seemed like this was smaller than what I remembered these being, and once I actually got them out of the packaging, lo and behold, it's the same bird. So that's kind of neat. So of course he fits on the, or she, I should say, fits on the Masters of the Universe Classic stand. This is the one out of one of the battle packs, which actually goes to my Temple of Darkness version of the Sorceress. But it's got a lot of nice paint, nice detailing on there. It looks like an eagle. You know, eyes are painted. If it'll focus that close. It probably won't. Okay. It's not really focusing on the eyes all that well. So let's see if we can change anything on the fly here. Nope, can't really change it. But if I can get it to focus a little bit, you can kind of see the eyes. Got the pupil in there and everything. Pretty neat. Get the black talons on. Really cool. Really cool. Love the way it turned out. Of course, wings are articulated. And then the claws or talons, rather, are too. They can twist. And they seem pretty tight on the stand. So that leads me to believe that they should fit, yep, perfectly onto the bucket. So, there you go. Unfortunately, the way Gleek is, he would have to be held by the tail. Just because his arm is just kind of weird. You'd have to, like, put it on his arm, and you got to put the bucket. So, yeah, the whole Gleek being held by her just doesn't really, doesn't really work all that great. So that's the accessories. So they're cool. I'll put some stills in here somewhere. Then we'll take a look at Zan real quick. It's cool. It's got nice paint on his chest there. There are little blue highlights in his hair. They did, of course, plug in the that place for the cape on this buck because it's used, you know, a billion times over for every other DC figure. You know, got decent paint. I mean, it's a little softer on the edges on the belt buckle. You can tell, like, tempo, sharp. Spray paint, soft. And this is somewhere in between on the legs there. It's okay. It looks alright. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's acceptable. So yeah. The only kind of weird is, like, the eyes are kind of heavy lidded. I don't know. I understand the shape of the eye and all that, but it seems like there's just a little too much going on there. It's like the Wonder Twins, if they had all kinds of plastic surgery done and they were like 60 years old and they look kind of creepy. But I don't know, whatever. Still kind of neat. Has all the basic articulation. It's got a floppy collar there. It's got the ball jointed head, ball jointy kind of shoulders. Got the bicep swivel, the single point elbow, the cut joint wrist there. Has ab crunch. Has a ab twist. Has the pretty cool DC Universe Classic style hips. Has a cut joint on the thigh, a single point knee, the single point pivot with the little bit of a kind of a rocker motion a little bit on the on there. Not quite a pronounced as some of the figures, but it's still kind of there. It still kind of flexes. So that's Zan. Out of the creepy Wonder Twin 2-pack. Luckily these guys will be on the shelf to where I won't be looking at them up close. And got Jaina over here now. So let's get Zan out of the picture so he stops hogging all the focusing. And there she is. Pretty cool figure. She's got eyeshadow on. Different touch from Zan there. Her paint's a little bit sharper on the belt buckle, but the molding is off a little bit. That or it's just the belt just isn't sitting right. But it's glued and it's not going anywhere. But it's okay. You're not really going to notice it. Got the paint on the boots there. And all that. And of course she has a little chunk blocked in on hers as well. I think her legs are better than some of the other female out of the DC Universe Classics. Like Wonder Woman, her legs aren't as good. I don't really have anybody else. Like I don't know if these are the Mary Bateson, whatever from the Shazam family there. I don't know if those are the same hips on her because I don't have that figure out. But I think Wonder Woman's aren't quite as good, but these look really good. She does have the ball jointy head, even though it is a little bit stiff there. She, of course, has a flexible collar. The pseudo ball joint shoulder, the swivel elbow, or swivel bicep rather, the single point bend on the elbow, the cut joint wrist, ab crunch, no ab twist. It has the cool DC Universe Classics hip joints. The thigh cut swivel there right above the knee, single point knee joint, and the single point swivel, and it doesn't really have that flex rocking motion that Zan has, but it's okay. I don't know if you can really tell, but if you look closely at her hair, you'll see little blue strands in there kind of doing that whole Superman thing where his hair is so dark that they have to highlight it with blue kind of thing. So that's the Wonder Twins. Yeah, for what I paid, $75 for these three. I mean, you do get the cool packaging, which really doesn't matter to me all that much. I mean, yeah, I played with it a couple of times, and that's it. I'm going to actually package the packaging back up. I'll probably actually pack the accessories in there, too, for that matter, just so I don't lose them. And those guys will be in the garage for however long I got my Super Friends, Super Powers stuff on display. And once I put them away, then everything will be all packaged up. But yeah, I mean, okay, for the price, considering for the 2-pack, it was like what, $45 plus shipping and tax. So that's pretty comparable to what it was if you had bought them at the con, or if you bought them online after the con, which I'm not really sure if they had sold them online after the con. But $50, 55, probably 50, around $53, $54 probably altogether, something like that after shipping and all that. Yeah, it's not bad, because you're going to pay $20 retail for a figure. They do have accessories, and they do have the really cool electronic box, so that's not too bad. The only thing that would have made it better is if Gleek was automatically included in the box, and he had his own little spot in the box. That would have made it like a 10 out of 10. But as it is, since you had to really hunt Gleek down, and it's the three of them, it's not like you're going to see those two without him. You'll see, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Robin might be off doing something. Or, you'll have Superman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. So those, it's okay. You can swap out everybody. But, I mean, you got to have these three together. I mean, shoot. These guys got poor Wendy and Marvin fired. And Wonder Dog, so at least they could have done was given us a Gleek with these guys. But, whatever. So, if you get them for around cost, which I'll say is around the $50 to $75 range. Because like, all this right here costs about $75. And it's still available close to that price right now online. So, based on that, $50 to $75, I would definitely go 8 out of 10. It's a great set. The paint's good. The gimmick is cool on the box. You do get some accessories, and you get a Gleek action figure, which that really pushes it over from a 7. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have a set, and you're into the DC Universe Classics, man, get a set. Because, yeah, maybe they're not critical for the comic book guys, but if you're a fan from, like, the 1977-78 Challenge of the Super Friends Hour, whatever different versions they kept on calling it. But you got to get these two. I mean, these guys are like critical, you know. So if you don't have them, get them, and they're definitely 2 thumbs up for the Wonder Twins. And here's my 13 heroes for the 13 villains of the Legion of Doom. 14 if you count Gleek. So that's it. That's all. That's my Super Friends team right there. You know, Adam, I don't remember him as much as I do everybody else, but I know he was there. And just to show you also real quick, Wonder Woman's the regular female buck, and she's like half of a head or so taller than Jaina there. So just to show you real quick. And Zan is the same male buck as... Well, we use Flash as Flash. It's the same size, but he's got a skinnier chest, it looks like. Not really sure whose chest that is. But, yep, there you go. Da 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 da. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice. Whoosh.
Later, at the Hall of Justice.
Alright, and here's like the main, like 15 Super Friends, you know, including Cyborg and Firestar there. So yeah, really your 13 is these guys, and then either you end up with these guys as the teens, or these guys as the teens, or Marvin and Wendy as the teens. But pretty much is the same core group. Yeah, I know El Dorado was part of it, but I totally didn't remember that guy until he came out as a figure, and I'm like, El Dorado, I don't remember that dude, and so I had to go look him up. And sure enough, there he is on my TV, El Dorado. So I just didn't really remember him, and I didn't really care for his costume all that much, actually. So I stuck him in the box. He's out in the garage in the box. So this is what I got on display. I got this on display with my Legion of Doom next to him, and they're all like this, and then the Doom guys are like on one side, and these guys are on this side, and it looks okay. I guess it's time to go.
Next, the Wonder Twins and Space Monkey Gleek have a serious problem on their hands when they use their Exor powers to detour the dangers of hitchhiking.
Great Neptune. Batman, I've spotted a spacecraft. I'm going in for a closer look. Batman, green beam, getting dizzy.
Aquaman, come in. Holy static, Batman. Aquaman doesn't answer.
I think we'd better check out the space circus.